is the fifth week of the meditation.
今天成为这课程的第5堂课。
So we've had a 1 month break. I'm sorry.
我们有了1个月的休息，不好意思。
So what I wanted to talk about tonight is meditation techniques.
今晚我要谈到的就是静坐的技巧。
You know, as people who are concerned about meditation, you're always interested in techniques.
喜欢对静坐有兴趣的同学们，通常就是问一些关于技巧的问题。
And there's a reason to be concerned about techniques because you don't want to waste your time.
那问关于这些技巧方面的问题呢的目的，通常是因为你不要浪费时间。
So it's important to be clear about technique.
那所以呢，就是对方法、对技巧清楚呢是很重要。
So at the beginning of the Platform Sutra, the sixth patriarch says, it is by using your own mind that you can attain your true self, Buddhahood.
那在六祖坛经里面开头的时候呢，慧者里面提到了说，要开悟就要靠你自己本身的心。
He says it in the very first paragraph.
就是在经里的第一段。
So that's really good news. That means you already have the equipment.
那是很好的消息，这是好消息，因为就是表示大家已经有了你最基本的那个工具。
So Buddha said that everybody originally has Buddha nature, but they don't know it.
佛陀说过，人人都有佛性，只是大家还不知。
That means we suffer from a kind of ignorance. We don't know what we really are.
就是大家有一种无明，就是一种无知，不知道我们自己到底真正是什么。
So one of the jobs of meditation is to find out what we really are.
那所以呢，坐禅呢，其中一个工作呢，就是找回自我，到底自己是什么。
But there's a strange twist to it because we already are it.
但是呢，这有一个小小的转弯处，就是我们其实已经就是他了。
So the sixth patriarch said that there's actually no difference between a Buddha and a regular person, a sage and a regular person. No difference.
神说过，其实我们跟佛陀是没两样，一个开悟的跟一个普通人是没有分别的。
The only difference is that a sage knows what they are, and a regular person usually doesn't. They're just kind of stumbling through life.
那唯一分别呢，就在于一个圣人已经了解自己是什么，开悟的人了解自己是什么，那一个普通人还不才懵懵懂懂的。
So the question is, how do we wake up to what we really are?
那问题呢，就是我们怎么醒悟，怎么觉悟，知道自己是什么。
So everybody here has had a dream.
那这里在座的诸位都有做梦过吗？
In fact, I read recently that anytime you wake up naturally, not to an alarm or something, if you wake up just naturally, you're waking up from a dream.
那我在某一篇文章呢提到说，当你自然的睡醒的时候呢，就是不是因为闹钟吵醒或被惊吓醒的时候，通常你是从一个梦中醒来的。
So maybe on Saturday, like tomorrow morning.
那例如可能
tomorrow morning is Sunday morning.
那例如星期天早上或者明天早上。
If you don't have to get up and go to work, you'll just wake up naturally, perhaps.
那如果你是睡到自然醒的呢？
Then notice, just before you woke up, you were in a dream.
那就是说你在睡醒的之前呢是在做梦。
Then usually our minds are designed that you can't remember those dreams very well, right? You forget them right away. Even if you think, well, I'm going to remember this, but then it goes away very fast. Boom.
那一般上呢，我们的脑子的运作方式就是说，我们通常是想不起自己刚刚做的梦。就是说，如果我们想说啊，我要回忆刚才什么呢，是比较不可能。
But you know, when you're in the dream,
但是当
We experience it as real.
你在做梦的那时候呢，你知道你所感受的一切都感觉非常的真实。
Right? Everybody experiences that.
每个人在座的每个人都有经历过吧？
I'm not telling you anything new.
我不是告诉你们什么新的东西。
In fact, even the Buddha is not telling anybody anything new.
其实呢，包括佛陀也没说什么新的东西。
So when you wake up, for just a second, you have this feeling about what was just happening was real.
那么说当你刚刚睡醒的时候，睡到自然醒的时候，你会感觉到刚刚所发生的事都是很真实的那种感觉。
So maybe you're frightened.
可能你惊吓，
Why are you frightened?
为什么你恐慌惊吓呢？
Because before you were not experiencing that as a dream.
因为在之前呢，你所感受到的并不感觉到那是做梦。
Right? Our everyday life, we go through it. We don't experience it as a dream.
也就是说，我们每天在日常生活中，你也不感觉到我们的日常生活都是一个梦。
Even though the Buddha said it's a dream, we don't experience our everyday waking life as a dream.
虽然佛陀告诉我们的生活其实就是一个梦，但是我们仍然感觉不到它是一个梦。
But the sleeping dream, when we wake up, then we have this idea, oh, that's a dream.
但是在我们睡梦中呢，当我们睡醒的时候，我们就有那个想法说啊，刚才是在做梦。
So even though your heart is beating very fast,
那虽然是你睡醒的时候，你感觉哇，心跳得非常的快，
or you think, oh, that was such a wonderful cake I was eating. Then I woke up.
那你可能感觉到哇，刚才吃的那块蛋糕好甜美啊，但是然后你就睡醒了。
And maybe even in your mouth you have saliva. Oh wait, that was a dream.
那可能感觉到哇，嘴里面还有那个唾液的甜甜的味道，可是你突然间想，哦，那刚才其实一个梦啊。
Or maybe you're going to kill somebody.
可能也想到说，哦，你要杀人了，
But then you wake up.
可是你却睡醒了，梦醒了。
Then everybody has that kind of wisdom.
那大家每一个人都有那种智慧，
Because you experience that directly.
因为你是直接感受到的，
Everybody.
每一个人都有这种经验。
So, well, why did you wake up?
那你为什么会梦醒呢？
How did you wake up?
你是怎么梦醒的呢？
You don't know.
不知道吗？
Yeah. Nobody knows.
没有人知道，
You just wake up.
你就只是这么的梦醒。
In English, I'm sure you can say this in Chinese too. It was spontaneous.
但是我们就是说，这是非常自然的，
Right? It happened naturally.
就是它自然的产生。
So that's the way it is usually.
那一般上都是这样的。
So, meditation is kind of like that.
其实呢，静坐禅就是那样。
You have this intention to wake up from your dream.
你有这梦醒的这个意图，
And what's pushing you to wake up from that dream?
那是什么推动你要从这梦之中醒来呢？
So in Buddhism, it's suffering.
在佛教里面是痛苦，
So the Buddha is led to seek enlightenment because of human suffering.
佛陀是因为人类的痛苦而求开悟，
So we also directly experience that.
我们也能够直接的体验到。
Like day before yesterday in the United States, some young kid went in with 2 guns and killed 20 little kids and 6 adults or something at a school.
例如前天刚发生的事情是，有人走进在美国的一间小学里面发生了枪击案，有人拿着枪，在一间小学里面开枪杀死了28个人。
So when you read that in the newspaper, inside you have a feeling.
所以当你看到这则消息的时候，你在里面会感受到，真是太可怖了。
So we read about the suffering in the newspaper. We see it in our friends and family.
我们在报章里面看到这些痛苦，也在我们的周围的朋友、亲戚朋友、家人那边看到这里的痛苦。
And we also feel it inside us.
我们在里面内心里感受到这种痛苦，
That's the bad feeling there.
这是什么很难受的感觉。
So today I was taking the MRT back from English.
今天我是正在从五级市那边搭地铁回来这里。
And across from me there was this old man who was a little bit crazy.
那时候呢，坐在我对面的是一个老人家，他大概有点神志不清。
Then inside I had a feeling, oh, that's too bad.
那有一种，我内心有一种感觉，你太不好了。
That feeling of pain is your direct experience of suffering. It's not an abstract philosophical concept.
那种内心的难受呢，是你直接的体验，直接的经验，不是一种抽象的哲理。
And if you watch it closely, you have it all the time.
那如果你细心的观察呢，你一直都有这种感受。
Right? Something happens, then you have a bad feeling.
发生了某件事，有一种难受的感觉。
Somebody says something to you, you have a bad feeling.
某人对你说了某一些话，你听了不顺耳的话，你感觉到一种不顺的感觉。
You can say something to yourself, have a bad feeling.
有时候你对自己说的一些话，也会有难受的感觉。
So that's the kind of suffering Buddha saw the old person, the dead person, and the sick person. Then inside you had a feeling, oh, that's me. I'm like that.
那当年佛陀也是因为看到了老、病、死，而有这种难受。
So then there's this direct experience of what human suffering feels like.
那就是有这种直接的感受到人类的痛苦是什么？
It's not a feeling, it's a direct experience.
不是一种感觉，而是一种直接的体验。
I mean, excuse me, I used the wrong word. It is a feeling, it's a direct experience. It's not an abstract theory.
对不起，刚才说错了，它是一种感受，也是一个直接的感受，也是 what's the third thing? Sorry， 那不是一个抽象的哲理。
So meditation techniques, just like waking up from the dream, are designed to give you a direct experience.
那静坐呢，就是一种让你直接感受到的这种技巧。
So no matter what kind of Buddhism you're practicing, maybe you're practicing Tibetan Buddhism or Theravada Buddhism, or here we are in a Zen class. No matter what the technique that is taught, it's a technique to point at a direct experience that you have.
无论你是在哪种佛教的静坐方法，无论是南传的、藏传的，或者是在我们这里的禅宗的，这只是这些静坐的法门，只是一种方法，是直指你的内心的一种方法。
So when I was young, I practiced for a long time to be a competitive swimmer.
那在我年少的时候呢，我为了做一个游泳的参赛者而做了好久的锻炼。
So if you ever go to a swimming pool, you'll see people bouncing up and down on this board when they jump into the water.
如果你去游泳池，你看到一些人站在那个跳板上跳啊跳，然后跳进水里。
So when you watch it, you think, wow, that looks like fun.
那如果你去看的时候，你就觉得那好好玩，来看起来。
Or, wow, that really looks dangerous.
或者你可能那好危险哦。
Or if I do that, that will really impress my friends.
或者你会看到如果能够这么做的话，那多炫的事情。
Or if I do that, I'll probably die.
如果你可能会想到这么做，那可能会真死了。
And then you can talk to other people who are divers.
那你可能跟那些潜水员谈到这些事情。
But all of that is just kind of abstract.
但是那一些呢，都是一个抽象的。
But if you go over to the diving board, climb up the stairs, get on it, bounce up and down, and then jump, then you have a direct experience. Then you know, that's what it's like.
但是如果不是空谈的话，如果你是真正的爬上那个跳水台呢，然后站在跳板上跳，然后就跳进水里的，那就是真正直接的体验。
Especially if you jump off backwards or you do a flip or something. is very interesting because it's nothing like what you think.
尤其是当你往后跳或者做一个翻跟斗的时候呢，但是其实蛮危险的，不是你所想象的。
Actually, if you screw up, it's not so pleasant, but if you do it right, it's really interesting.
如果你搞砸了，那不是很有趣。不过你做得好的话，是蛮好的一个经验。
So diving coaches have ways of teaching people how to do all that really complicated stuff.
那些跳水的教练呢，都有他们各自的方法，教他们的健人们怎么去完成这些任务。
So in the United States, we're always amazed by these mainland Chinese divers, because they're always really good at all kinds of strange things. Right?
在美国呢，通常我们看到一些中国的健人跳水健，都是让人蛮惊讶的，因为感觉他们能够做这些许多那些不可思议的动作。
But they have ways of training people so they can do that.
但是因为他们有他们的那些教导的技巧，能够帮助健人们完成这些项目。
So we also have techniques for training people.
那我们呢，用我们自己的那些技巧来教导大家。
And strangely enough, these two come from mainland China.
凑巧的话，真凑巧的就是我们这些技巧呢，也是来自中国的。
So the first thing to understand is none of these techniques are secrets.
那第一件事，大家所要了解到的，这些技巧、这些方法呢，都不是什么秘密。
So what I'm going to tell you, anybody can know.
那我所要告诉大家的呢，是任何人都能知道的。
Because it's not about what the technique is, which you may think is a secret, but how you use it and what it does.
因为呢，关键不在于这些什么技巧是什么秘密的技巧，关键是在于你怎么运用这些技巧，还有这些技巧能帮助你达到什么。
So what kind of technique did the Buddha use?
那佛陀用的是什么技巧呢？
So everybody knows he uses very simple technique. Breathe in and breathe out and pay attention to that.
他的技巧非常简单，就是专注你的吸，专注你的呼，那就行。
So that's pretty simple.
那是非常简单的吧？
Right? Nobody has any trouble understanding that, right?
你们大家没有什么困难了解这个吧？
Right?
对吗？
It's not complicated.
不是太复杂，对吗？
You all understood what I said.
你们都了解我所说的吧？
But behind this technique, there's some interesting things.
但是在这技巧的背后呢，有一些有趣的事。
So it says breathe in and breathe out and pay attention to the breath going in and out.
他说呢，就是呼吸，然后关注呼吸。
So the big meaning behind that is keeping a just now mind.
那它的背后的意思呢，就是保持当下的心。
So all true techniques that point towards you waking up to your original true self are based on keeping a just now mind.
那所有这些技巧呢，要帮助你回到了解自己的呢，了解自信呢，就是保持一个当下的心。
So all these complicated meditation techniques and things are all based on keeping a just now mind.
所有许多这些技巧，这些什么复杂的技巧呢？它的目的它的基本它就是基于要保持一个当下的心。
So in our school of Zen, this is called a Doma.
在我们的禅宗学院里面呢，这就叫做保持一个不知的心。
My teacher, Zen Master Sun Sung, even wrote a book called Only Don't Know.
我的老师宋山禅师呢，他甚至写了一本书叫做《只是不知》。
So the sixth patriarch says that learning about Buddhism is a waste of time if you don't understand your true self.
那李祖慧呢也说到呢，如果你不了解自我呢，你不了解自信的话呢，那学佛是浪费时间。
So what that means is finding your true self is more important than studying Buddhism.
那他的意思就是说，找到自信比读经书还重要。
In fact, in previous weeks, I've talked about how more important than understanding Buddhism is attaining Buddhism.
前几课我有提到， 其实了解佛教就是去证入佛教。
So if you read the Six Patriarchs Platform Sutra, you'll see many times he says, the people in the assembly, that would be like you and me, made their minds clear, and then he told them something.
那你会提到，你会看到好多经书就说到，在具体在当下的那些众人呢，就是让他的心清净了，就。
And when the monk Wei Yiming is chasing after the sixth patriarch and wants to kill him, and then he catches up to the sixth patriarch, and the patriarch lays the robe in the bowl and a rock, but he can't pick it up because it's too heavy. He's shocked.
提到经里面提到的慧明追杀慧能的时候呢，当他追到慧能的时候，慧能把他的衣钵放在石头上，但是呢，慧明是没有办法把那个就是不能把那个袈裟还有衣钵提起来。
That even though Wei Yiming used to be a general in the Chinese army, seeing many people killed, and probably killed many people himself, he gets very scared.
那虽然慧明曾经是一个将军，他也可能杀了很多人，但是呢，当时他却非常的害怕。
Then the sixth patriarch says to him, "Brother, please make your mind clear."
那慧能当时就说：“师兄，请让你的心清明。”
Then after a few minutes, he asked him a question.
那过了一阵子之后，他就问他一个问题。
What is your original face, the face you had before your mother and father were born?
那父母未生之前的面目是什么？
Then, Wei Yiming gets this big enlightenment.
那当下慧明就开悟。
So that's interesting because first he asked him, make your mind clear.
但是有趣的，因为他第一件事，他问的他要求的慧明就是要慧明心清明。
So by returning to this just now mind, we make our minds clear for just a moment.
因为当我们回到这当下的心的时候呢，我们就让我们的心清明。
So the Buddha is breathing in, breathing out, and paying attention to that, is continuously clearing his mind. Clear, 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 clear.
那佛陀这一方法呢，呼吸，然后关注呼吸呢，就是让你的心清明，就不断的让你的心去清明。
So that's the job of all techniques.
那就是所有方法技巧的工作。
Even the Koma is a technique to make your mind clear.
那公案呢，也是让你的心清明的一种方法技巧。
Right? So that's the essential principle back behind all of these things is to make your mind clear.
就是这些所有的那些技巧呢的背后的精髓，就是让心清明。
So if you read anything by Zen Master Sun Sung, our founding teacher, you'll read that he says, I hope you only go straight to know.
那如果你看我们的禅师所写的呢，就是我希望你们大家都只是不知，
which is clear like space.
就是让心清明如虚空。
Soon get enlightenment.
很快就开悟
and help the world.
然后帮助世界。
So it always says the same thing.
我们一直都说同样的。
In fact, all of Buddhism is contained in just those few little instructions.
其实呢，佛法就全部的佛法就包含在那几句教导里面。
So I hope you only go straight don't know.
那我就希望你只是不知。
So when you breathe in and breathe out and pay attention right now, you return to your don't know mind just for a second.
当你呼吸的时候，而你心只是关注于这个呼吸呢，那你的心就当时就回到了当下的心，就只是不知。
In fact, you can directly experience it right then.
那其实你当下，你现在就可以感受到。
It's a very incredible thing.
那是非常微妙的。
But then your thinking mind jumps in.
但是很快呢，你的心就开始思想了
and says, "That's too simple."
那你心开始想说那太简单了
That's stupid.
那太愚蠢了，
I didn't get anything.
我什么也没得到，
This is too simple.
这太简单了，
This can't be it.
不可能这就是那个啦。
Then you're thinking.
那你在那边想啊想啊想啊，对吗
So that's why
那就是为什么
the best technique is actually the simplest technique.
最好的方法就是最简单的方法，
Because all you're doing with your technique, no matter what it is returning to this just now mind, just now.
因为呢，无论你用什么方法，目的就是让你回到当下的心，就是当下回到当下的心。
So many times I use this metaphor about the pocket computer.
那一般呢，我有说到用到这个口袋计算机的比喻 calculator，
It's a very interesting metaphor because it tells you everything about meditation.
那是一个很有趣的比喻，因为它告诉你关于静坐的一切。
So your mind is like a pocket calculator.
那你的心就好像这口袋里面的计算机。
And when you're practicing meditation, all you're doing is pushing the clear button. Boom.
那当你静坐的时候，你坐下来就好像是按这个清除键。
Now, anytime you push the clear button on a pocket calculator, it returns to its original state.
当你按这清除键的时候呢，计算机就回它原来的那个处境，
Same
这
with
就
your,
是状态，
same with your mind.
就是跟你的心一样，
Because your original state is Buddha.
因为你原来的状态就是佛陀，
Your original state is what we call your true self.
你原来的状态，我们就说是你的真正的自我。
So when you use the technique, all you're doing is pushing the clear button
当你
on
用
this pocket computer.
当你用这方法的时候，就好像是你把你的心当成是计算机这样一按这个清除键。
Then when you push the clear button, it can function correctly.
当你按清除键的时候，它就能够好好的正确的运作。
And if you don't push the clear button, the answers that come up on the screen don't make any sense, right?
如果你不按着清除键的时候呢，那计算机所显示出来的答案是不正确的。
So if you pick up a pocket calculator on your desk, or maybe you have one on the screen on your computer,
当你拿起你桌位上的计算机，或者在你电脑上面有着计算机的时候呢，
and you don't push the clear button before you use it,
那你在应用这些不按的清除键呢，
everybody here is smart enough to know that that's really stupid.
在座的诸位都了解，这是非常愚蠢的做法，
I mean, that's beyond stupid.
那是比愚蠢更愚蠢的。
But we use our minds all the time without pushing the clear button.
但是在我们运用心之前呢，通常都是忘了按清除键的，
That's actually even more stupid.
比刚才还要更愚蠢。
And then we sit around wondering, why am I suffering so much?
那我们还问自己为什么那么痛苦呢？
It's because you're not pushing the clear button.
因为你没按清除键。
And the problem isn't just your suffering, it's the whole world's suffering.
那其实问题不关于你心本身的痛苦，而是全世界的痛苦。
So I hope you only go straight don't know, that means push the button.
我就希望你只是不知，也就是说按一下清除键，
Which is clear like space.
就是清明如虚空。
That means the pocket computer has become clear.
也
Clear
就是
button, boom.
也就是说，那口袋计算机呢就按了清除键，是清明的。
Soon get enlightenment.
尽快的开悟，
Actually, that is enlightenment.
其实那就是开悟了，
And then help the world.
然后帮助世界。
So that's all the Buddhism right there.
其实那就是佛法的一切。
So we have these techniques.
那我有这些方法，
So the Buddha taught breathe in and breathe out and pay attention to that.
那佛陀说的就是呼吸，然后关注呼吸。
Now, if you use that technique, if you pay attention to your breathing, you're breathing down here, you'll notice that it continually cuts off your thinking.
那如果你用这方式的话，你关注你的呼吸的话，你会发现到这技巧帮助你有一个切除那些思维。
So naturally, your mind will go places. It's made to do that.
那你的心去神游是自然的。
So you're thinking about Christmas maybe.
那有人想到了圣诞，
You're over in Orchard Road buying some gifts,
想到在乌节路里面逛街，
or you're out eating dinner,
或者想到自己在外面吃饭，
or you're in New York City having fun,
或者你在纽约在享受时光，
or you're in Vancouver visiting relatives.
或者你在温哥华找你的亲戚，
Maybe you realize, wait a minute, here I am.
那你就发现到对，其实我就在这里。
And so you just push the clear button.
然后就只是那么的按清楚键，
So that's the meditation technique's job.
那就是禅坐方法的工作，
And that's all.
只是这样。
Actually, it's not doing anything.
其实并不是在做什么事情。
And the reason it's not doing anything is because it's not creating anything. It's not creating. Let's see how to say this. It's not making anything. It's returning to what you originally are.
其实说它不是在制造什么，因为它并不是制造什么东西，是帮你回到原来的自信。
That's why another important part of this is don't want anything.
所以呢，另外一方面就是说，最重要的就是不要求什么，不求什么。
Right? When you push the clear button on the calculator, you're not making anything new. You're just clearing it.
那当你在按计算机上的清除键的时候呢，你不是制造什么新的，你只是把它清除。
And this clear state is not anything special. It's just the original state.
那这清明的状态呢，不是什么特别的，它只是一个本来的。
So you don't want to use the technique to create anything special.
所以呢，你不是要用这个技巧去制造什么新的、什么特别的东西。
We say make anything.
我们就说不要我们说这是制造什么的。
So in the Diamond Sutra, the Buddha says when he got enlightenment, he didn't get anything.
那所以在《金刚经》里面提到，当佛陀开悟的时候，他并没有得到什么。
And then the monk who's standing there, his name is Subhuti, and he says, Subhuti, if I would have gotten something when I got enlightenment, it wouldn't have been enlightenment.
那当时他就对当在场的就是说须菩提说，如果得到什么的开悟的时候得到什么呢，那就不是开悟了。
So that's very interesting.
是非常有趣的。
At least in English, we always say, get enlightenment.
那在英语里面说要得到开悟，
But in the Diamond Sutra, Buddha said he didn't get anything when he got enlightenment.
但是在《金刚经》里面，提到佛陀当他开悟的时候，他并没有得到什么。
That's because everybody already has it.
那是因为每一个人都已经有了。
Just like the pocket calculator, if you push the clear button, it just returns to what it already has.
就像是那口袋计算机，当你按清除键的时候，它只是回到它原来的状态。
Very, 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 very simple.
非常的简单。
In fact, it's not anything special.
其实并不是什么特别的，
It's just that most people aren't doing it.
不是每个人都在做。
So it seems special when it happens.
所以当大部分人都不在做的时候，就感觉很特别。
Sometimes I say it's kind of like gravity.
那有时候我说，就好像是地心吸引力。
So what's more simple than gravity?
那有什么比地心吸引力更简单的吗？
Right, like you don't have to do much to make it work, right?
那地心吸引力你不需要做什么让地心吸引力的运作。
In fact, it's working right now, right?
其实当下它已经在运作了。
Did you do anything to make it work?
你没有做什么让地心吸引力运作的？
So in English, we have a very interesting phrase.
在英语里面，我们有个很有趣的句子。
In English, we say, it's as simple as falling off a log.
在英语里面说，简单如从木头上掉下来。
Do you have something like that in Chinese?
Can't think of any right now.
simple. In English, we say it's as simple as falling off a log.
在英语里面，我们就说到，如果是那么简单的话，我们就说是就简单如从木头上掉下来。
So those of you who speak English know what that means without telling you. So if you're sitting sitting like there's a tree laying on the ground and you're sitting on it, one of the easiest things is just fall off.
那如果你们说英语，你就了解它，就好像说一根树干了。当你坐在树干上，你不需要做什么，只要这样往一倾斜就倒下来了。
Like anybody can do it.
就是说，任何人都做得到。
And the reason anybody can do it is because gravity pulls on everybody.
因为什么大家都能做到呢？就是因为地心吸引力的运作，在每个人身上都运作的。